It's about 6:22 in the morning. I'm in a dock getting unloaded. Just a few comments this morning. Uh, you know, I got to thinking about yesterday, and I'd made some comments in other people's chats about this, but, this country is in real turmoil right now, and myself in protest of Biden presidency, I, for the next 4 years, or as long as they're in office, am going to fly my flag at half-staff and upside down. Now, the point of an upside-down flag is that we are a nation in distress. And if anybody's paid attention to what this country's been like for the last year especially, we definitely are a nation in distress. But I'm going to do this in protest of the Harris-Biden presidency. Anybody and everybody's welcome to join me. It'll be sort of a peaceful protest, because I'm going to be in mourning for our country, okay, and we always fly our flag at half-staff for situations of mourning, like when we lose soldiers and things like that. Well, we've lost freedom. We've lost a lot of things in this country, so my flag will be flying at half-staff, and it will be upside down because of the situation. Now, on a lighter note, I was just got done watching Kay Marie's live stream from last night. Now, if you're not subscribed to her channel, I really highly suggest that you subscribe to her channel, because she is hilarious and she's adorable as hell. She makes me laugh, and that's Kay Marie, K-M-A-R-I-E. Okay, go and subscribe to her channel. She's great. She made a comment yesterday, or on her live stream from last night, about the social diversity, the traditions that people have brought with them to this country, and how it, for as long as I could remember growing up, we did our best to integrate everybody's culture into our own. Okay, we tried to assimilate everybody's culture in with our own and make it our own. Okay, and here over the last 10, 20 years, especially recently, they started this bullshit about, well, you're doing cultural appropriation. You're taking other people's cultures and making them your own. Isn't that the point of America, really? I mean, we're supposed to be a melting pot. We're supposed to be bringing people in from different cultures, and everybody assimilates into one giant melting pot. And now, after all these decades and decades of us trying to assimilate everybody into our culture, and make them feel welcome, and make their traditions with our traditions, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to separate that. They want to take and say, well, you're white, so you can't do this, or you're black, you can't do this. Who was it? Carlos Mencia, I think, one time said that white people like macaroni. Hey, no problem. I do like macaroni. Okay, but everybody needs to get back to that mentality of meshing together. assimilating together into one culture. That's what America's about. We're supposed to be coming together. I enjoy Mexican food, and I do know a few Mexicans, and I don't have a problem with them. They're here legally. They went through all the process of becoming a citizen. I don't have a problem with that. If you're a citizen of this country, I don't care whether you're Chinese or Mexican or what, Arab. If you're here legally, I don't have a problem. It's the illegals, okay, because they're putting a strain on our economy, because they're working jobs here, but they're not paying into the tax system and so forth, but yet they're receiving benefits. That's just not right, okay? If you want to be a citizen of this country, then do it legally. That's all we're asking. We're not discriminating because of your culture or nothing like that. We just want everybody to be on the same field. We don't want you here putting a drain on the economy. You're coming to this country saying you love this country so much and that you want a better life and everything. Okay, well, do it legally, and then you'll have a better life. You won't have to be looking over your shoulder and wondering, is ICE coming for me or anything like that. I understand everybody wants a better life for themselves and their children. But are you really giving yourself a better life if you're here illegally? No. For a little while you might be doing a little better, but and I don't believe that you should just get granted citizenship just because you show up at our border. That's not right. Okay, because there are millions of people that apply for citizenship every year, and you're gonna circumvent that. We don't have a problem letting other cultures in. This country was founded on the different cultures coming together in one nation. We're a nation of immigrants. But don't get upset when we integrate your culture in with ours. Okay, that's part of the American culture is to integrate everybody together. See, I agree with K. Marie on that. We shouldn't be trying to separate each other's culture. We should be celebrating each other's culture. Coming together. What is the harm in that? Here a few years ago, you had big uproars like this one woman. She wore a Chinese dress to her prom, I believe it was, and all kinds of hell broke loose about it, that she was appropriating another culture's apparel. So what? Okay, that's the whole point. Okay, she thought it was pretty, so she bought it and wore it to prom. What is wrong with that? We've become too divisive about everything. We all need to relax a little bit and just say, hey, look, okay, you like this or you like that. That's fine. You believe this way, I believe that way. We can still be friends. We can still talk. We don't have to fight and argue and assault each other, and we let the politicians push us to this. Okay, they're the ones that want to divide all of us by race and culture and so forth. Out here on the road, I meet people of every culture. Some of the people I meet are total idiots, but their culture I don't have a problem with. Some of them are total assholes, but it's not their culture, it's them themselves. I've met several uh, Arab people out here. And, well, what was it, a couple of months ago, I was talking to a gentleman from, I believe he was from Saudi Arabia, but you know, he was Muslim, and we got to discussing religion and the similarities between Christianity and Muslim, you know, and we discovered that we weren't really that different from each other. He was not an extremist. He talked to me about, you know, his beliefs and Muhammad and all that. You know, I talked to him about Jesus, and we compared things. I mean, basically both religions sprung from the same religion. They just separated off at one point, long time ago, during Abraham's time. But you know, we got along. We talked. We laughed. You know, we had a good time. You know, I've experienced that with a lot of different cultures out here. I guess maybe it's the world I live in. You know, as a truck driver, you know, yeah, we have differences of opinions, and we'll fight amongst ourselves and make fun of each other and stuff like that. But you know, when we're done for the day and we're sitting down at a restaurant, a lot of times we'll strike up conversations with each other. We don't know jack shit about each other, but we'll sit there and we'll talk about things that happen out on the road. And, you know, it builds a bond between us. And granted, it's not like it used to be. You know, back in the day, it was great. I mean, you know, there was a real sense of camaraderie and brotherhood out here on the road. Now you got a lot of these super truckers. You know, they're young pups that think they know everything but don't really know jack shit. You know, they're the ones that cause a lot of the accidents because they're doing stupid shit. You know, but that's something that else that bothers me is the federal government wants to put 18-year-olds driving big rigs across the country. Okay, right now, yeah, you can drive a big truck at 18, but you're not allowed to cross state lines. Okay, excuse me. How many of you have met 18-year-olds in this day and age, honestly? How many of them have you met that have been responsible? You know, I haven't met too many 18-year-olds in this generation that I would trust, you know, to walk my dog, let alone drive a big truck across country. They're not mentally mature enough. Okay, they grew up in the mindset of, you know, me, you know, fuck you, all that kind of stuff, you know. To put an 18-year-old from this generation behind the big wheel, or behind the truck of a big rig, it is just pure idiocracy. I mean, you're asking for trouble. You know, now my generation, you know, there was a lot of us that were mature at 18. I mean, my first marriage, I got married at 17. By the time I was 18, I owned my own home, and you know, I had a couple of cars, and I worked full time, and you know, I had a kid on the way. You know, so I mean, yeah, I was a very responsible 18-year-old. You know, but now you meet an 18-year-old and you're like, oh my God, are they actually 18 or are they 12? Because a lot of their mentality is like that of a 12-year-old. No offense, but I mean, I'm just telling it like it is. You know, if somebody takes offense at that, well, I can't help that. That's just me telling the truth. You know, if you don't like the truth, then go somewhere else, because I'm going to tell you how it is here. Oh, I'm getting unloaded right now. They're hitting my truck. But, things need to go back to the way that they used to be. We don't talk to each other anymore. We fight, we argue, we scream, we yell. It's gotten out of control, people. When I meet somebody, I try to put myself in their shoes. See things from their perspective. But, that's not always possible. And I come away at, now I won't say a whole lot about it whenever I'm talking to them, but I'll walk away from some people and I'll be like, oh my God, these people need some serious help. People may say that about me when they meet me, but I've lived a full life. I've done things that most people wouldn't even think about doing because, I was young and dumb and, put myself in harm's way all the time. Yeah, I pay for it now that I'm older, but, my point is, we need to start looking at the world through everybody else's eyes instead of just our own. We need to learn to come together again and quit letting politics and politicians tell us what we should think and what we should do. We need to stop letting media rule our lives. I've said it before. Out here on the road, I have satellite TV in my truck. And that thing is hardly ever turned on. Okay? I don't watch a lot of TV. When I'm at home, I don't watch a lot of TV. Yeah, I listen to a lot of radio. I search the internet, do some research on stuff. Stuff that I'm curious about or what's going on in the world. I want to get everybody's views. So I'll research, not just the news, the media and what they're saying here in the U.S., but, London and Germany and Australia. I get news sources from everywhere. And then I read through all of this stuff and I pick out the truth because, each one of them puts their own spin on things. So you look at it and you read and you see, you can find the common things in the news, and you get different perspectives on it, which helps you to get to the truth, But I myself, I am tired of all the divisiveness in this country and around the world, really. But to think that we have to separate ourselves from everybody else and other cultures is just, it's stupid. You can't come together as a people if you are dividing yourselves, culturally, So these people that talk about, well, you're appropriating somebody else's culture. No, I'm appreciating somebody else's culture. I'm not appropriating it. I'm celebrating their culture. Okay? There are a lot of things about the black community that I like. There are a lot of things I don't like. Just like there's a lot of things about the white community that I like. There's a lot of things I don't like about the white community. Hispanic community has a lot of really good things to it. Their sense of family is just, it's great. We need to come back to that sense of family. We've gotten away from that. It's not about stealing somebody else's culture. It's about appreciating it and celebrating it. So, I just figured I'd give you guys a little something to think about. This has been Dan with We the People Prepping. If you like my content, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share my content with others. You never know, it might help somebody in their life. But I'll talk to you all later. God bless. Bye-bye.